Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned, and today we're going to be taking our first look at the X-Men 97 uniform from our boy Scott Summers, because the Future Fight devs actually cooked with this one. It's actually crazy to say it, but Cyclops is actually now, for the first time ever, a great borderline top tier DPS for actual content. It's crazy because in the history of this game, the best this man's ever been was a leader and a okay to decent support. However, now he's actually one of the best leaderships and one of the best support characters in the game. Granted, he tips more towards energy based characters, but majority of the top tier characters in the game are energy based anyways, and this applies to all allies, not just heroes, not just villains, but all allies. This is absolutely amazing. To put things in perspective, on the mutant ABL day, he is like the open day, not the female day. He's actually better than Polaris now if you're using Rogue, Psylocke, or Gambit. Like it's crazy to think that in this update they stepped on their own bag, and I gotta glaze these guys because it's not something you see very often. They replace Psylocke and Gambit with a free-to-play uniform for Storm, and they're kind of stepping on Polaris, who's a paywall character, with a free-to-play character in Cyclops. You don't see this very often, especially not so many paywall characters getting dunked on in a single update. You gotta love it. This is how you bring in new players, right? And then you keep them, because the anniversary brought in a lot of new players, brought back a lot of old players, and then this follow-up update is absolutely amazing to keep them, because Cyclops and Storm, fan favorite, very easy to get access to these characters, and the fact that they're good, I hope they keep building on this. I'm hoping that Bishop is really good. I'm hoping that they give us a uniform for Magneto, maybe a uniform for Sinister, new character in Forge. We rarely see new characters as a part of mid-months, but it would be nice if we saw Forge or Morph. But I'd rather get a uniform for Jubilee. We'll see. But back to Cyclops, okay? Great leadership, great support, great DPS, fun, easy to play, and very strong. There's just so many things here. The only thing that they could have done is that they could have given him back his iframe ignore, and then that would have given him a little bit of PvP value. But I don't think they want Cyclops to be a PvP character. And I think that's why when they took away his iframe ignore from his previous uniform, they never considered giving it back to him, right? Because even if you look at his tier 4.5 or his elite gear, it's leaning more towards PvE content with the Xion scroll. Whereas if they wanted him to be more of a PvP character, they would have given him Ebon Rose or Serpent Crown. So I don't think we're ever going to see him get to his iframe ignore back, but it is what it is. If they keep giving him amazing uniform that actually make him a good PvE character, I'm here for it. Okay, I'm here for it. I was saying in the pre-update video that they should make him a little bit more proc friendly, and they definitely did, because now you can actually use this guy with a CTP of energy, a CTP of destruction, a CTP of rage, a regular damage proc. It's absolutely amazing. You can literally go 3, 5, and then 4. Okay, and I love the fact that the forward skill is literally what he uses in the show. The only way it could have been better if he just kept using the beam until he came all the way down and did that superhero landing, but it's absolutely amazing. Okay, so if you're using him with a single damage proc, you got to be real careful. You got to make sure you cancel as soon as you see him look up to the sky, right? If you don't, you're gonna lose your proc. So you want to go boom. Okay, you gotta go a little bit quicker, you know what I'm saying? Like as soon as you see him look up to the sky, you gotta cancel, and then you cancel out of the 5 and then right into the 4. You want to make sure that you proc on the 6 though. So for his tier 3 rotation, you're going 3, 5, 4, 6, and you want to stay in the 6 because the 6 gives you a single damage proc. It's 90% extra damage, and it's juicy. Okay, so I got a CTP of rage on my boy right here, and it's cool because when Cyclops got this artifact a while back, I said it was a great artifact, but it was terrible for him. Increasing his basic damage dealt to boss type, it goes up to 20% at 6 stars. I said it was a terrible artifact for him specifically because he's never been good as a DPS. But maybe, just maybe, there's a method to all the madness. All the characters that get great artifact, but the characters are just never good for what their artifacts are good for. Maybe it just means that in the future they're going to get a uniform that makes them actually good for that specific piece of content. In the case of Cyclops here, now he's actually good for World Boss. You know what I'm saying? Which is something he's never been good for. It took multiple uniforms, but the time is finally here. You know, this boy has always been a CTP of Insight character. I was literally planning to put a Insight or a Liberation on him when I saw he was getting a uniform, and that's it. But now he's actually fun to play and strong, so I'm thinking maybe I keep him with a Rage for a little while, have some fun with him, and when I'm done, then maybe I go back and put an Insight or a Liberation on him. I'm even thinking about tier 4 in this, man, and that was never in the cards for me before. Comment down below if y'all want to see a tier 4 Cyclops. Smash the like button. Let's get a bunch of likes, and I might do it, man, even though I'm planning to wait for my boy Bishop because I really want to see a big glow for him. And so far they're winning in terms of the uniforms that they're dropping. Rogue is amazing, Cyclops is amazing, Sunspot is a great character for free to play new players, etc. Beast got a decent upgrade. We'll talk about him, you know, later. You know what I'm saying? I think he could have been a little bit better. He's the only one that got shortchanged. Anyways, let's jump in. Let's have some fun. All right, we're gonna start off against Gore. This is something that Cyclops could not have done before. He did not have the survivability. He definitely did not have the damage. Look at my boy. Look at my boy. Look at my boy. Oh, man. You love to see it. He's not a tank by any means, so you do want to play him cautiously, but he's relatively safe because he's hitting from iframes. It's just that the nature of Gore is he hits you while you're in iframes because that's just his thing, right? But the boy Psych, I would say they did a great job, man. Honestly, I want to say I was at a Storm in terms of the fact that he's a leader and a support. Most leadership and support characters aren't this good as a DPS. Now we might be seeing a new shift in the game because Taskmaster is a leader and a support and a decent, actually I want to say good DPS, right? Storm, support, but also an amazing DPS as we saw. All right. Okay, let me move out of that. And now Cyclops. So we might be looking at a new age in Marvel Future Fight where just because a character, hold on, is a okay. This guy's moving around too much. Just because a character is a leader and a support doesn't mean that they're gonna by default be a bad DPS. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Nick Fury's one of the last ones we see. That would be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they all need to be like game-breaking super meta DPS or nothing like that. But being able to, you know, use a character that's a leader and a support to actually clear content is good. Because if you're relatively new to the game and your favorite character just so happens to, in this game, be a leader and a support, being able to use them to clear content until you build up a better DPS is absolutely amazing. All right. Let's see how we do against Mama Jean. She tried to dash, but he teleported on top of her. Ooh. He hit me, but we got 10 bars off in the first like 15 seconds. That's actually really good. Oh yeah, he's cooking. Okay, she's gonna teleport. The radius on this tier 3 is massive. Love that. Oh yeah. Very, very strong level 80. Very strong level 80. I might tier 4 him. because his tier 4 buff looks amazing. Like, if I remember correctly, doesn't he give him, it's been a long time since I looked at it, but doesn't he give him Pierce? And that's like Black Bolt. And Black Bolt's tier 4, when that shit pops, it makes him cook, bro. Hold up. Hooker. Oh, buddy. Psych, my boy. Oh, man. Okay. They go all the way down to 13. Oh, not quite, not quite, not quite, not quite. It's fine. It's fine, though. Yeah, he's good, man. He's very, very good. Very, very good. Highly recommend him. Highly recommend the uniform. I want to say, it might sound crazy to say, but I think for free to play new players, Cyclops is one of the best uniforms to pick up, man. Like, honestly, like with Storm and Taskmaster, Cyclops, you're off to a really good start in terms of like support characters that can give you major value at clearing content. Like, I'm really now strongly considering tier 4ing Cyclops. Jesus. Yeah, like I might do it. Like, I'm looking at Cyclops and I'm thinking, if Mystique was like this, I would have had Mystique at tier 4 already. And because I didn't think Cyclops was gonna be this good, I tier 4'd Nick Fury, and I don't regret it because Nick Fury is an amazing support, right? But I'm thinking, if I did Nick Fury, and Nick Fury is literally just on my team to give me some extra juice, with Cyclops, I'm thinking having him on the team is not only great as a leader and a support, but if my main DPS dies because I get reckless, he can come in and finish the stage for me, which is always really good when you're pushing those high levels. Like, I honestly think Cyclops is a great character to consider tier 4. Let me just double check his tier 4 buff because it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I looked at this guy's tier 4 buff, but I'm pretty sure it gives you Pierce damage, right? Yeah, additional Pierce. Yeah, oh man, yeah. I'm thinking about it, guys. Like, if y'all want to see a tier 4 Cyclops from me, let me know, man. Let me know, right? I was planning to save for Bishop, and if Bishop is good, I'm still gonna come back to him. But like, is it final damage he has, or is it additional Pierce? Additional Pierce up to 8% and final damage. Okay, so Cyclops might not be as good as Black Bolt in terms of like when Black Bolt gets the final damage and the Pierce, he just freaking pops off like crazy. Cyclops might be stronger than him now just because of when we're getting Cyclops, but in terms of the effect itself, might not be as good because it's energy attack plus additional Pierce as opposed to final damage and additional Pierce. But either way, it looks like it's a really, really strong buff. So I think, yeah, I think he's in the cards for me in my future. Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Leave me your thoughts in the comments and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.